Simply playing open chords can be stopping you from progressing on guitar. Now let me explain why that is. I've got nothing against open chords. I love open chords. I play open chords all the time. But if it's the only thing that you play, then that really restricts you to the first 3 frets of the guitar. Now think about it. Is there any other instrument that is like that, where anyone approaches it like that? Have you ever seen a pianist that only focuses on the first 12 keys? Or a trumpet player that only focuses on the first 3 buttons? Or whatever. You know what I mean? So if you're only focusing on these first 3 frets, you're leaving a lot on the table. So what I'm going to show you today is how to break away from these 3 frets, how to get your fretboard boots on and venture out into paths unknown along the dusty end of the guitar. Now, how do we venture into paths unknown along the wilderness of the fretboard without a roadmap? And that's exactly what I'm going to give you today in the form of an exercise or a musical piece that's going to be fun to play and is going to build up the muscle memory you need to really unleash the fretboard. Now, I want you to do me a favour, right? For the next week or even more, right? Instead of playing open chords, try playing chords like the way I'm going to show you right now. And I'm not talking about bar chords. Am I talking about triads? Kind of. Alright, but I'm going to be showing you more than that, not just triads, fun boxes, or what I like to call fun boxes, and they're basically little pentatonic moves that connect with the triads. And if you learn this stuff, right, then the muscle memory goodness will work its magic, and you'll be playing up and down the fretboard, playing chords and licks with no effort whatsoever. Alright, so we're going to play 4 chords, right? A G, A minor, C and D. And we're going to take them for a little walk and play something really musical, alright? One step at a time. So we're going to learn the chord shapes first, and we're going to learn them in 2 different ways, alright? So we're going to play a G like this, okay? To start off, right? That's 5, 4, 3 from the D string. Now, I'm not going to go too much into the key system and all of that right now, because I've got basically got a school that teaches all of that stuff. It's open for enrollment now, by the way. You can click around here if you're interested. But I'll do my best in this short lesson, right? We've got 5, 4, 3 from the D string for a G. And then we're going to move our 3rd finger up to the 7th fret on the D. And we're going to bar the 2 strings on the G and B on the 5th fret. Alright, if I can get my camera around a little bit, show you my picking. Alright. And then that's our A minor, so G, A minor, we move this finger up 1, so we're barring the D, G and B on the 5th fret, and that's a C. We move that up to the 7th fret, and we have our D. Okay, so nice and slow. G, A minor, C, D. Alright, now this is where it gets really interesting, because now we're up the dusty end of the guitar. Alright, and we're going to play those chords again. Okay, but this time I'm going to make this little shape here to make my G chord. Now what we have here is we have, I've just kept my finger barred there for easiness on the 7th fret, and I put my middle finger on 8 on the B, my 3rd finger on 9 on the D, and I'm playing the D, G and B again. Okay, and then I'm going to find a little A minor here. Now this is the great thing about triads. You see these chord connections everywhere. You see chords everywhere. It's great. It's great fun. Right, and then we're going to play the D minor here. Okay, it's the A minor, sorry, but I'm using the D minor shape on the 8th, 9th, and 10th. Alright, so my index finger on 8, middle finger on 9, 3rd finger on 10. Alright, of the B string. So you can see that, okay? And then I'm going to make my C chord by making the same shape I did for G, but on 8, 9, 10. Alright. And then I'm going to move that up 2 frets to make my D chord on 12, 11, 10, like that. So that part there, I had G, A minor, C, and D. So right from the beginning we had this. We've got a G, A minor, C, D, G, A minor, C, and D. Okay, now you want to build the muscle memory up for that, right? And then we're going to bring in the fun boxes to play, alright, and make everything super cool. Okay, so One at a time. Now, the cool thing about learning this, right, once you learn, you can apply that to that same shape anywhere you play it. So you only need to learn it once, and you can move it to every chord that you play. Okay, so we're going to start off with the G chord, and the first little fun box is going to go like this. Alright, let me move that here again. Okay, we've got... Okay, and again, we're just using the pentatonic scale here. Now, I've got my thumb over here. I like to add that little bass note in, but you don't need to. You can just do that here on the D string. But this, now I'm sliding up from 5 to 7 on the E, 5, 7 on the A, and then hammer on 5 to 7, and then off again. I'm also kind of barring that G string as well. And then 7 on the A. Alright, which puts me in a great position now to get into that A minor chord. So I can just do this, hammer on from 5 to 7, take my 2 fingers down to the G and B, and then A minor. Okay, and here I'm basically in pattern 1 of the pentatonic scale here, my A minor chord. I can just do this little, something like that. Just a bend up in the 7th fret, back, 5, and then 7 on the D. So. Okay, and then from here I can go right into the C chord. I can do this little move, again pentatonic shape, 7 to 9 on the G, 8 on the B, back down from 9 to 7, 5, and then 7. And then I can slide up to the D chord and do this little move, okay? Hammer on from 7 to 9, and then again 7 to 9 on the G, and then back to 9 on the D. Little moves you can make, and again, every time you play these shapes, regardless of where they are, you can play the same licks. Okay, so anytime you're playing that shape, you can always go do that, or whatever you like. All right, so from here, we're then going to go into the G. All right, like that, and then this little move, slide from 7 to 9, 7, 9. On the G, and then I'm going to take my middle finger down here on the B string, keep my index finger there on the 7th fret, and then hammer on between 7 and 9, getting that B string as well, and then back to 9 on the D. So alright, and then getting into the E minor from there, because I've got my B, my middle finger on the B here, I'm going to arpeggiate it by sliding up to 10, and then 8 with my index finger onto the 8. And the way I'm thinking about this is I'm just getting myself into the A minor chord, right, without having to muddle my fingers up too much, right? So, and then I'm going to bar the bottom 2 strings here. Again, these are just little fun boxes that are right where the triad shapes are. 8, 10, and then 8, 10, hammer on, pull up, back to 10 on the B. Okay. And then I'm gonna come into the C chord. Okay, 8, 9, and 10, just that shape there. And then the same move that I did with G, from 10 to 12, 10, 12, and then hammer on, barring those D and G strings. And then I'm gonna hammer on between 10 and 12 and make the D chord here with the same shape. On 12, 11, 10. Alright, so far, let's play it from the beginning. I've got... Now when I'm here, I'm going to play a little bonus move, right? One of my favourite moves. Okay, where we take the bottom two strings in the 10th fret, hammer on to 12 on the B, forgetting both strings as B and A. Right? And then this little move here. Index finger on 9, middle finger on 10 in the B, hammer on to 11. On the G, then back again, then do it again, off again, and then 12 on the D. And again, that could be anytime you use that shape. Alright. Okay, so a lot of different moves there, a lot to take in, guys. Now, I'm bearing in mind YouTube videos need to be quite small. Okay, that I could go so much more into that and do it a lot slower, but I want to cram as much in as I possibly could. So sorry if I've completely confused you, but hopefully let me know if that was okay. And again, if you want to know more about this kind of stuff, then check out my school where I've got courses and classes, live classes every week where I do this stuff with my community. Alright, but that's it, guys. We're going to go through the whole thing, okay, as it sounds as a musical piece, practice it, and see the magic happen. Alright? Thanks for joining me, guys. See you later, and have a good evening.